Hello. Talk today is kind of a follow-up on accountability, and one of the things that come to mind with accountability to me is before we can really be accountable, oftentimes we have to make a self-evaluation, and we have to look at ourselves honestly, or as honestly as we can. What we want to do is we want to assess who we are and what our actions are without a negative or positive influx on just looking at actual things we do and trying to understand the motivations why we do. Many things we are motivated by are fear and or fear-oriented, but pretty much everything we are motivated by is fear or greed, and we can easily assess those, fear or pleasure, maybe for be a little more palatable. But it's easy to assess them, and we're not going to assess that fear is bad or greed is bad, or pleasure is good or pleasure is bad. We're just going to assess them that's what they are. These are pleasure-oriented. Because at a later point, we want to look back at ourselves and say, okay, this is why I barked at Sally, or because I felt threatened, which is a fear mode. Or I thought that she was insulting me, which is also a fear mode. We want to look at aspects of our life, but how we react daily. And if we can get this cross section of this cut out, we can start looking at how we're going to want to live our lives. Do we want to live in the temporal now and have a sense of joy only that's a fresh coat of paint, and as soon as the first windstorm comes by, it's going to pelt it and dull the finish? Or do we want something that's going to last? We want a sense of who we are as a lasting thing. And this is a personal responsibility. The accountability, the self-discovery, these are all personal accountability issues. We have to look at ourselves if we want to go further and find truth, without being truthful about ourselves. And self-discovery is very difficult for many of us. But it's getting that perception cleared, the water cleared. Once we clear the water, then we can, determine whether it's going to be a sweet water or sour water. But we need to open that channel up. Taking small steps once we get that channel open. And it's a difficult path to open. It's difficult to look at ourselves non-biasedly and say, I did this. And we might rationalize, well, I did it because of this. But this is an ever-growing process. And as we get a little closer to walking in truth, we're going to understand our motivations better. This may sound like psychology, but it's not. It's spirituality. It is getting to the sense of truth, and without understanding ourselves and how we perceive things, how are we going to perceive truth? So this bundle is all wrapped together. Many people will just like to step out and say, "Oh, it's all love. It's love this, love that." Yeah, well, it would be nice if people even understood what love is. It's not the relationship between a man and a woman necessarily. It's not the relationship between a mother and her children necessarily. But it is that cosmic aura that brings us feel for others, and that almost continuity with others. That's what love is when we understand what other people are going through and feel it and have compassion and consideration and appreciation for what they're going through. I love people that I don't even want in my house. You know, I mean, I hate to say that, but there's some people that I really love their heart. I love who they are, but I also understand that they have a lot of things that build up on top of them that make them, you know, not the best friend, or they're going to steal something from me every time they come over, and they're caught in a cycle. And by doing these little exercises I'm speaking of, where we go through and we evaluate ourselves, the self-evaluation is very important for accountability. We evaluate ourselves, we walk through this step, and we'll have to go through it multiple times. But the evaluation of what we do, how we interact, and reliving things in our life, not just walking away from it and saying, oh, that's all well, but actually tearing it apart and saying, wow, this is why I do this. And when we start doing that, we start actually opening our eyes. You know, we start opening our eyes about ourselves. When we do that, we can start to cut these walls down that keep us from seeing the truth that's all around us all the time. The truth is always there. It's us waking up and seeing it. Our perceptions are clouded. We go by this guru and this guru, and we say, okay, I'm going to run from this one to this one. So-and-so had success there. Well, they may or may not have, but it's their perception. The truth is all around it, and the truth is not always the fuzzy, nice, you know, parts we like to see. But accepting that truth and seeing it about ourselves allows our eyes to open up even wider to see the truth that is beyond our own mental boundaries. And that's the thing. Many people, I believe we're loosely connected to all things. I don't believe in the oneness that many people talk about. To me, that's a cop-out. That's a lack of accountability for your actions. We're all one. We're all that. Yeah, well, we're kind of connected, but we're not all one. And thank God for it, because it is when we step out and we start really looking at ourselves and seeing who we are, can we actually start seeing the truth around us. We not only see the truth around us, but we also see a commonality in people. That doesn't mean we're connected. We're not the same soul. We're not this, you know. But we have likeness, and we're all struggling. You know, many. There is different elements there that we need to dismember. We need to take them apart. We need to look at them so that we can find our way to see what's been here all the time. The truth is easy if you look in the wilderness. And as we go through and we clear these things out, as I say, clearing the water, we can see what's on the bottom. We can see what's on the side. And this is part of ourselves. And that's what this is about. It's a self journey. Wishing you well. Peace.